Hi everyone, I have the Mini Electric here with me, and I'll be sharing what's it like to live with this car for the next few days. Alright, basically I'll be using it daily, alright, for work, to send my kid to school, and probably do some drives. So we'll take a look and see how usable is this car. Alright, I'm sure there are a lot of questions regarding this car. And I actually started my journey from work, my office in Bangsa, and I'm back in Shah Alam. I started off at almost, I think, what, 5:45 from Bangsa, and now it's about 7:05 in the evening. So basically it took me about an hour 20 minutes to get back to Shah Alam, with the after work traffic. And after driving for about an hour 20 minutes and doing about almost 30 km, alright, you can see here it's consumed about 88 sorry, it's only consumed about 12% of battery. Okay, we still have 88% battery left, which I think it's a pretty good. Alright, with 1 hour 20 minutes of driving and doing about 30 km, okay, and stuck in that traffic, with the aircon on and all that. So I think it's still pretty decent. Yes, there's still sufficient battery for me to do my daily runabout tomorrow. Yeah, so I'll share on what we're going to run through tomorrow again, and let's see how much of battery it consumes. Alright, morning guys, it's 7:12 a.m. in the morning. I just dropped my daughter off at school in Klang. Alright, it's raining quite heavily, and it's a very wet morning, and we're now going to head over to Bangsa. Right, and I've already paired my phone to the Apple CarPlay, and it really shows that it's going to take us about 1 hour 23 minutes with a distance about 36 km to get from Klang to Bangsa. Right, traffic is expected to be heavy due to the rain and morning rush as well. Right, so let's see. We have now 83% battery left. Alright, and let's see how much of battery you consume to get to Bangsa in close to about 1.5 hours. Alright, so I'll see you guys there. Been on the road for 45 minutes. Still a long way off from Bangsa. We've only reached Shah Alam. Traffic today is really bad, but I think now it's a good time to enjoy the Harman Kardon sound system. So let's give it a test.
I've been a throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in. I can put you in. I've been a throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in.
It's pretty decent. Yeah. Well, I just enjoy this until I reach Bangsa. Okay, we finally made it to Bangsa. It's been quite a long drive this morning from Klang. We started off from Klang at 7:12. Alright, and it's now 9:05. It's almost 2 hours on the roads from Klang. Actually started from my house with in Shah Alam with about 88% of battery. Okay, and right now we still have about 69%. So yeah, we've used up almost 20% since this morning after leaving my house. Right, not too bad, still pretty good. Total we have used up about 31% of battery since yesterday. Yesterday we left from Bangsa, all the way back to Shah Alam, and then this morning we started from Shah Alam to Klang and Klang back to Bangsa. Alright, we've covered a total of about 65, 66 km of total driving since yesterday, but the driving time was quite long. It's about almost 3.5 hours of driving, you know, with the aircon on, with headlights on, and actually I was running on the low energy recovery mode. Alright, and we still managed to get pretty decent mileage with only 30% of battery used. So I think looking at this, I can safely say I can do my daily commute of about 60 plus km, and it takes probably about 3 days before I need to do a full recharge again. Yeah, so no issue with the daily commute. Yeah, we'll continue to test this again, and we'll try it again later today when I leave my office. Okay guys, time to head back. Okay, so there's 68% left. Let's head back to Shah Alam and see how much of battery it consumes. Hopefully not too bad a jam today, and we'll try to extend that without even charging right up to tomorrow, and we'll see how far we can actually go with this single charge. Alright then, we're back in Shah Alam, and we still have quite a lot of battery left. Alright, 56% to be exact. Would like to do some acceleration runs just to use up a bit more juice. Alright, then let's see how fast it can accelerate. Right, the fuel I think should be quite intense. Yeah, it's 184 horsepower and 270 Newton meters of torque. Yep. Initial acceleration actually feels better than the petrol engine. Yeah. And we're finally home. It took us about an hour to get back today, much faster than yesterday. I used a slightly shorter route. It's about 25 km, but we did some acceleration runs off camera as well, and I've used up about if you can see here, we started off with 68 from Bangsa, and it's now 53, so we used about 15% of battery, just a little bit more than yesterday, as I did some acceleration runs using up more battery. We charged this car full yesterday, which was Monday. Alright, today is already Tuesday evening. We've done a total of about 4.5 hours of driving on the road. Okay, and we've covered about that's about close to about 90, almost about 100 km. Yeah, we've done about close to about 100 km. Alright, and I still have about 53% of battery left for tomorrow, which I think shouldn't be an issue for me to send my daughter down to school in Klang, and then from Klang all the way back to Bangsa again. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out tomorrow. Okay, hopefully traffic will be better. We've now reached my daughter's school in Klang. We had to do quite a quick run as we were a little bit late this morning, and yeah, it's now 7:13 in the morning, And one interesting thing to note is that yesterday when we reached back my house, alright, we noticed that this the e-power bar actually dropped to 70%, and when I was doing some acceleration runs, it actually dropped to 50%. Alright, but it slowly came back up, and now after having a rest over the night, okay, it's back up to 100% again, even though the battery level is at about 48%. Yeah, so time to head on to the office down in Bangsa. So let's go. And we're finally here in Bangsa. The time now is 8:44, and that's almost 1.5 hours it took us from Klang to get here. Battery level is now at 33%. When we started off in Klang, we was at about 48%. Yeah, so we've used about 15% of battery to get here, which is about 37 km. Yeah, so for the last 2 days, we've driven a total of on the road time is about 6 hours, and total mileage we've covered right now is about 145 km. Okay, and yeah, we still have 33% battery left. Okay, estimated range that we can still do is about 49 km. Okay, interesting thing to note is for the whole morning, the e-power has been at 100%. Yeah, so I was actually doing some hard acceleration earlier as well, and yeah, the car feels really strong. You know, it's really fun to drive. Yeah, so my conclusion. So the conclusion to the Mini Electric, after testing it for 2.5 days and covering about 145 km with a total driving time of about 6 hours. And I think 70% of that was mostly in heavy traffic. You know, I had the aircon on all the time, and I was driving with the low energy recovery mode. I mean, if you put it on high, I believe I could have got more range out of that. But for me, I prefer the feel of the low energy recovery mode. Yeah, and yeah, with that we still had a balance of 33% of battery left. Okay, with an estimated range of about 50, almost 50 km. So yeah, I mean, on a single charge, I could do about 3 days of daily commute. You know, and it should be able to cover easily 180, close to 200 km on a single charge. Yeah. So how about driving feel? I mean, this part I truly enjoyed it. You know, I really enjoyed driving this car because the acceleration is just really strong. You know, I'm now back in my 3-door petrol engine Cooper S. You know, and it feels a bit more sluggish than the electric. You know, and especially when you're driving in town, and you see a gap and you want to go for it. You know, in electric it was just so easy. I just put my foot down and you know, I'm there. You know, and it's just a real joy to drive in those kind of situations. You know, compared with a petrol engine, and this is a turbocharged engine, of course. You know, if it's low down in revs and you just put your foot down, okay, there is some lag. Okay, and also, you know, you need to wait for the gearbox to kick down before it gets going. So definitely response is slower than the electric. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. You know, and it's really smooth. The power delivery is just really smooth on the electric, you know, compared to a combustion engine. You know, and yeah, it's definitely silent. Okay, there's no exhaust sound. So some may like it, some may not. But for me, I mean, it was a good chance to actually enjoy the Harman Kardon sound system. You know, and I mean, looking at that car, okay, it's the most affordable Mini that you can get right now. Okay, it's the only Mini that's priced below 200,000 ringgit. Okay, to be exact, it's about 192,000, almost 192,000 ringgit. Yeah, and for that money, I mean, you get a very high spec car. Okay, you have the heads-up display. Okay, you even have the Harman Kardon sound system. Okay, and this you don't even get in my 3-door, which is almost 80,000 ringgit more expensive. You know, yeah. So definitely value for money. And I think what's interesting about it is that if you look at the other electric cars in the Malaysian market right now, okay, most of them are actually family oriented. You know, only this Mini is the kind of like a sporty version of the electric cars. You know, and I tell you, I mean, driving it, I'm very sure, okay, it feels different to the rest. Okay, the handling of this Mini electric still has that traditional Mini go-kart feeling, right? It's got great handling, you know, fantastic acceleration, and it's just really fun to drive, you know. And yeah, talking about charging, okay, I recommend to get the wall box. Okay, the wall box costs about 4,500 ringgit. You know, and installation depends whether you're going single phase or 3-phase already. But if you want a fast charge, then definitely go for 3-phase. Right, because with the wall box with 3-phase wiring, to charge it fully, I mean, it takes less than 3 hours. Okay, compared to, let's say, the standard charger which comes with the car. Okay, you're looking at about 10 to 12 hours. Yeah, so highly recommend the wall box if you're planning to use this car. Yeah. So about the range, yeah, I mean, 200 km may not sound like a lot. You know, so one thing is, I think you can forget about driving this to Penang or Kedah. If you like to do that, then obviously you have to plan out your drive. Okay, you probably have to stop at some petrol station which has a charger, or even better, if they have a DC charger. Right, the DC charger, you can charge your car up in about 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, the battery consumption is pretty good as well. You know, so you could actually do 3 days of driving. You know, my daily commute is about 70 km per day. Yeah, so it's still pretty good, very convenient. So yeah, I mean, if you're in the market for electric car, okay, and you're looking for something that you plan to use on a daily basis, right? But you want something that's premium and fun to drive, right? One that's easy to park, send your kid to school, you know, do a little bit of shopping and all that, then yeah, highly recommend this car. Alright, so do check it out. Yeah. Alright, so if you enjoyed my video, do like, share, and do subscribe. Alright, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, hopefully we get a chance to bring the electric up to Genting for a blast. Alright, so see you guys soon.